Origin on me.
Lois Lane. Excuse me. Welcome to Comics League Dark. I'm Jared, and the boys will be here shortly, but I just wanted to start it up. And today we are talking about some good old DC being bought, Warner Brothers being bought by Paramount. Who could have seen this coming? And a Superman, hey, what's up, Cameron? A Superman collab showing up in Minecraft, and we'll do some question and answers and stuff. So actually, let's start with a little Q&A at first, and then we'll get to the actual topic. So let's start with whatever questions that you guys would like to check out. Just let me know. What would you guys like to talk about, and what questions do you guys have for me? Anything you guys would like to see? So do I hit the panic emergency button? All we know is that Paramount is going to make a bid for WB. Doesn't necessarily mean that it'll be approved or it won't fall through. However, although it could be likely. All we know is that they are going to submit a bid. So it's not like it's any of those they could do this, but it's not necessarily true. No, it's true. It's definitely true. But so what other so that's generally where I kind of see it. I do think it's very likely that it could happen. And could this mean the DCU is in trouble? That's TBD, because we need to see, because the way I kind of see that going is, now here's the thing. It's two things are equally likely. It's a 50-50 because it happens all the time. No matter if the DCU is popular, the new regime, let's assume this goes through, could show up and go, hey, we know you're successful, but we kind of want our people in charge, so we're just gonna move that away. I see this as working more for Snyderverse or a reset. Oh yeah, 100. See, here's the thing, Koj. I definitely think that if this goes through, this is a very positive sign for that. Definitely. 100%. I think so. In terms of DCU, the other suggestion, the other possibility is them going, okay, you know what, you're successful enough. We're not going to screw up what you're doing there. Either of those are likely, because either of those happen all the time in corporate mergers. I mean, that happened when Discovery bought WB. So it's not like it's totally out of the way of continuity. Yeah, Koj, a new studio is not going to have any vendetta against Zach. That is 100% true. And this new studio may not be as in debt as WB, so they can invest more immediately, which means, hey, Zach, come back and complete your story. We're good to go. Concluded, and let's rock and roll. Plus the fact you can actually get a studio that actually cares more about the comics as well and go, we need you to actually increase your sales, otherwise we're going to shut you down. That's what you got to do with WB. Honestly, I hope not, because that's just asking fans not to show up anymore. I mean, here's the thing, because it's if it's for the overall health of the studio, yeah, I would go with, yes, purchase it. I would say purchase it. That's the thing. If it goes to yeah, but I'll like and subscribe to comments. Oh, thank you, brother. I love you, brother. Good to see you, Coach A, but I haven't seen you in a while. But yeah, but it's either of those possibilities are true. Either of those, Koj. Whether or not it's Paramount coming in and saying, "Hey, we just want our people in charge. We're going to have our own people." You know who else is pretty close with Paramount, though, is Chris Nolan. Not saying they'll put Chris Nolan in charge, but I'm saying there could be a possibility that he could like consult on DC movies. Because remember, Man of Steel was produced by Christopher Nolan. So there is that. There is that. That's very interesting there. So what other questions do you guys have? Yeah, I try to spread the love wherever I can, but spread. Yeah, exactly. It's all good, Okoje. It's all good. But yeah, so you guys can any other questions that you guys would like answered and stuff, go ahead and drop in the chat. Let me know. You can ask me anything. I mean, Jared, for real, can you actually see DC fans coming back for a third cinematic universe, especially when they started a new one? Well, it could be also that they're well, it depends on, because it's going to take a while for this merger to go through. So it could be they just tell like, oh, thank you. Yeah, it's got all the Snyderverse League members on my sleeve. But in terms of this, it's going to take years for the like merger to go through anyway. So it's not like they're going to be like, Gunn, stop what you're doing now. So likely it'll honestly, if it goes through, probably will be after the first batch of DCU projects. So they could say end it there. Coach asks, fantasy question: should there be a reset? Which 3 projects would you love to see for DC film series? Wonder Woman is number 1. Lord, she needs one. Lord, she needs something. I would have to say a Krypton series, like a prequel series to, like, let's say they want to do the Snyderverse. Actually do a prequel series set on Krypton. We can get more Kryptonian history. See like Jor-El and Zod develop that friendship that obviously existed before Zod went evil. You could see like Jor-El discovering that the planet's going to blow up. You could even see the war against Apocalypse and them unleashing Doomsday. There's so much that you could do with a Krypton series. Plus, if there's the last time DC did a Krypton story, a Krypton show, it was actually not that bad. I enjoyed it, KHL. I actually really liked that show. In terms of my third show, okay, 3 projects. So I got that. I'm trying to go with something that hasn't been done. I got it. A Green Lantern team up movie, not show, movie with Hal, John, Kyle, and Jessica. Guy had his exposure. I'm not going with Guy. But because Jessica Cruz is a fantastic character. She is one of my favorite female DC characters of all time. Look her up. She is fantastic. And the holy trinity of Green Lanterns. You gotta go with Hal Johnson. I like the show. I just don't understand why Clark had a grandfather and not Jor-El. Why they had Clark's grandfather. Because no one's gonna go with who's Jor-El's like grandfather. That's for marketing reasons. That's why. Yes, Green Lantern team up movie. Oh, nice trade. Yeah, she is incredible. She's one of the best characters DC has ever created, ever. Yeah, Guy and Lobo team up movie. That also works. If I want to go with Guy Gardner, I do like that. Oh, and they each get the lantern rings because Lobo had a lantern ring before, and Guy gets a red lantern ring. There you go. That's how you really do have some fun with that. Let's see. What else? What would be another good series? I'm going beyond that. I would have to say, oh, I got it. This would be kind of like a what if, kind of like with Marvel What If. It's called Multiversity, where you explore all of the different worlds in the multiverse. Hey, what's up, Snyder Queen? Sammy, if you want a link, it's in the Comics League group chat. Go ahead and drop it. I'd love to have you on. Sinestro Corps War would be badass. Anyone that hasn't read Sinestro Corps War needs to, because that is freaking epic. Freaking epic. Cameron says, I actually wouldn't mind a Gotham series, but we do not show any of the Batman cast outside of the cops. That's a cop show just in Gotham. That is an excellent idea, Cameron. Excellent. Because you could market it to like, because Gotham was kind of like that, but you can make it where it's like from the police perspective. Obviously have like Batman maybe show up a few times, but it's primarily from the perspective of like, you can make Renee Montoya the lead. Montoya and Bullock Those are the two leads. And then you just go through their days as cops. Hey, you guys have a fantastic night. Okay, so since Snyder Queen is in here, I'm going to play her intro. So I'll do... So I have 2 for Snyder Queen, so I got to pick one. Sammy, do you want the Wonder Woman intro or this Soccer Punch intro? I haven't had a chance to make a new one. I like the Gotham Core only called the GCPD. Yeah, exactly. You could do that. Wonder Woman. Okay, I'll play the Wonder Woman. Here you go, Sammy. Oh yeah. I think yeah, exactly. That's a great idea. You could also make it where like the cops show up, but at the aftermath of a Batman incident. So it's like it's here's what this is like. You ready, Koj? It's the beginning of BVS where the cops are going up the stairs and you first see Batman hanging on the wall. You obviously don't see Batman, but you see like batarangs on a wall, and then there's like Freeze or like Joker just laid up like, why did he punch me? That's what you do. Hey, what's up, Tavia? What's up, brother? I'm actually gonna take off my hoodie because it's a bit warm. Hope you guys enjoy my Rebel Moon t-shirt. Restore the Snyderverse, ladies and gents. Restore the Snyderverse. See Batman as like the ninja. You can see like a shadow go by. Kind of like, here's what you can do. Anyone that's seen Alien Earth, in the background, you see like the creatures moving. You could kind of see Batman like from the shadows like that. But you never see him. You are later in Snyderverse. Bro, have you seen my room? I have the Hot Toys. I have the statues. I have Aquaman's trident. Yeah, Snyderverse is my jam, bro. That's my jam. But yeah, that's kind of the way I could see a Gotham series working really well. You could also do one based on the rogues. You're den slapping dog. Thanks, man. Yeah, of course. You know me. Oh, I know, a show based around Batman's year one through the eyes of citizens. Oh my God, that's such a great idea. The people of just call this. That is such a great. Call it Gothamite. That's a fantastic idea from the perspective of the people. Oh my gosh, that's such a great idea. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Wow. Okay, I got one. This is a series that I really want to see. It's called New Gods. Now, what this is, it's Darkseid's origin story. You see him start off as Euxis and then kill all the other gods, absorb their power. Then the last episode of the show is when he falls into the Omega effect and becomes Darkseid. Like, it's the origin story for Darkseid because he has an epic origin story that I really need to do a stream about because it is incredible. So what's going on? Does the possible Yes, exactly. It definitely does. It definitely does, Dave. Definitely opens something up. That is fantastic. John Cena as Orion. I could see that. Definitely. I could definitely see that. That definitely works. But yeah, so you have that. Or how about an Amazon show that's like Amazonian history and stuff pre-Diana, kind of like Paradise Lost, but not before Diana. Or there's something else with this. Yeah, the Paramount is going to make a bid to buy Warner Brothers. It includes Warner Brothers. It includes all the movie stuff. So that's the thing. Amazon show like Donna Troy. Yes, Donna Troy needs more stuff. Of course, Donna Troy definitely needs more stuff. Okay, we're talking about the merger anyway, so I'm just going to put this up there. But yeah, Donna Troy needs more exposure that I think, oh my gosh, that is a fantastic idea. You could also do an actual live action Aquaman series that like explores Atlantis politics, kind of because those are some of the best parts of those movies. You could go with that. You could do, let's see, what else? What's another good show? The Flash's Rogues, like a show just based around the Rogues. You could do that. And it like talks about like how they relate to each other. You could go into their code where like they don't like kill the Flash because they don't want the Justice League coming down on them. And you could do there's like a lot that you could see. Here's the thing about DC and why it's been hell in recent years with like DC because DC never really took advantage of this wide potential that they have for the universe because it's like essentially what that leads to is that you get like you're like, what's the word? You're kind of like shrinking the universe, if you will. You're only focusing on this. If Paramount does buy Warner Bros., could open the door for more DC animated shows like the old days. I'm not sure about animation, Tavia. I'm not, because animation is historically not a priority for any movie studio. So I don't think so. Now we know. Yeah, they're like, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what that is. That's what I think. As soon as I heard this, because this was going on for like a long time. Yeah, there's no way this wasn't just. There's no way that this just happened. They were having conversations. Cameron says a Constantine and Zatanna show, tracking down Raven and Clarion, who'd be working together in this universe. Cameron, you were on fire today, bro. You were on fire with these badass ideas. I need a good clip for Cameron. Here you go. Great job, man. Yeah, that's WB for you. They've been lying all the time. But yeah, it's really cool. It would be really dope. And by the way, my New God show, it would literally end like this.
Ready the Armada. We will use the old ways.
Yeah, it's gotta be that. It's gotta be that. And Robert's here, so I'm gonna play his intro. So let me do that. Let's go to. I'll do this. Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Hey, sorry it took so long. Got a little distracted.
No, it's all good. So you actually did not miss it that much because we were talking about show if Paramount bought DC and like expanded everything, what shows we want to see. Like I said New Gods, but it's the origin for Dark Side.
Nice. I'd say.
And I lost you, Robert. Are you there? All right, anyway, Snyder Queen
you
says
switched over.
Oh,
Hello,
okay.
hello.
Yeah.
Sorry, my YouTube switched over.
Oh, that's okay. Snyder Queen says Paramount buyout has been in talks for a year. If you recall, WB at one point said they were thinking of buying Paramount. It seems like the merger turned into a complete buyout. Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. If it was in talks for years, but now the DC was and Warner Bros. Was talking about splitting, but now we're having this going on, it's just a little weird.
Here's what I think it was, Robert. I think that's why WB split is they want to shunt off the movie studios to Paramount.
But Paramount wants to buy both.
Oh, they want to buy both. That is interesting.
That's why I find it confusing.
But dude, stuff changes in movies. So
oh no, I agree. But here's the thing: we don't know if they're going to accept it or not.
Yeah, that's what that's what I've said. It's like this is all assuming it goes through because it could like it. Just
they had a good year this year, so maybe not.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, Dave says a Rogue movie. Yes. Yep.
Yes. Here's what I think. One other thing I think. I think we'll definitely, and one thing we would definitely see is Nickelodeon Cartoon Network merger.
Yeah, and by the way, Tavia, like I said, in terms of like the Superman show, I could see it maybe going on for one more season, but maybe not. Depending on how it does, maybe not necessarily continuing it.
Right. Again, I think that's the other part of the deal is how much does Paramount, if Paramount wants to say like drop the DC stuff or we want creative control, I don't think Zaslav would allow that.
Well, I don't think Zaslav really cares because it's like because he's known for like flipping companies.
Well, flipping companies, yeah, well, that's true. That's true. That's the one thing I'm worried about is if they
You're
decide.
assuming he really cares about the DC brand in general, though. That's the thing.
True, true. I'm just worried that you might have people at Paramount who'll be like, don't care.
You probably will have some people like that. It really depends on who's the leadership team. Now, in terms of what does this mean for James Gunn? Now, here's the thing. It's 50-50 because here's the thing. This happens even corporate like managers are replaced in mergers even if the division's successful. So it's half and half. It's really half and half.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really like my point on that. But so TMNT could really be part of the DC universe. Oh my gosh.
TMNT Batman, we did more of it.
They could do a movie, bro. Oh.
Another one, you mean another one?
Oh, like an actual movie, like a live action movie.
Maybe not.
Yeah, but it's like in terms of like what this like. Here's the thing. It could be a good thing because it could be Paramount is like, no, we need to actually like invest in the like. I doubt that Paramount would be the I don't care about the universe because here's the thing. They show a lot of care for like Transformers or so, and you can't tell me they're going to show less care to DC.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. We could get more Transformers crossovers.
We actually get the crossover.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
there was the one that they almost did, but dropped because of New 52.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my thing. Paramount, as far as what I've seen, they don't have a history of not caring about IPs when they buy them. So I really feel like, because arguably you could make the argument that WB does not care about DC.
Well, here's one thing. One, Paramount does not own Transformers.
Still. And
two, technically it's not. Oh, sorry.
So Snyder Queen says they can keep Gunn's movies if they want. I don't care. Yeah, exactly. Paramount has the money now to have multiple universes at once. Yeah, they could do that and then just say, "Hey Zach, you want to come back and complete your universe?" Yeah.
That's well. To be fair, remember this isn't technically Paramount. It's Skydance.
No, I know, but it opens the door for it because how much of the debt is the new would the new studio be taking on?
Well, yeah, but that's why I'm wondering. Wait, so you're going to buy both the TV and movies, even though that means you're going to bring the debt? That's what I find weird. It's like, wait a second.
Well, here's the thing: Paramount has been doing really well with Transformers and all the other like IPs that they own. So I feel like they're like, yeah, we'll take on the debt because we know we'll make up the money if we have DC.
Well, again, like I said, they technically don't own Transformers.
No, but they control the IP, bro. They control the IP. That's
they do. I thought that was Hasbro. I thought Hasbro owned it, and it was just a license.
Okay, the point is they show care for making these movies, Robert.
Fair enough. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
Sorry, you know how my technical my brain is.
Yeah, it's all good. If you have big enough pockets, the IP out. Yeah, exactly. Plus, you can't tell me that because again. Robert, do you agree with me that even if they take on the debt or even part of the debt, chances are if they use the DC brand properly, they can offset that?
I would say that, but here's the one downside. We don't know how Skydance is handling Paramount yet. It's only just finalized. We can't make a decision yet. They could tank it.
That's true. That is very
We got to
true.
remember, they literally just got it. That one of their the last few movies were the last ones under the original Paramount tenure.
That's true.
So yeah, we have money. Just because we have money doesn't mean we have people who know what they're doing.
Yeah. But again, it's like all this is assuming the sale actually happens because again, it could fall apart. Like maybe Zaslav is like, I don't like that number, or the government says no, we'll create a monopoly or something like that. But we don't know. The point is, if it goes through, this could actually be really good for DC. I'm just going to tell you that right there.
Agreed. Now, here's the other thing. I do think it's overstepping for them wanting to buy the TV and the TV side because that was part of the reason why the split was done in the first place. Because that's asking for too much.
Yeah. Tevia, there's other IPs that they've managed. Was my point. That's my point. That they've at least had some creative control over.
That Star Trek is probably the big example worry point.
Yeah, Star Trek is the one where it's like.
That's the one that showed. Now again, we haven't seen them. Well, actually, no. One of the first things they announced under the new stuff. Yeah, we're getting a Star Trek for kids. No, thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. If that's one of the first things they're suggesting, we're gonna make a Star Trek for kids. No.
Yeah, exactly.
That looks so.
By the
stupid.
way, Paramount owns the rights to produce and distribute the live-action Transformers movies, so they do have the movies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I said they have the rights to the movies. Yeah. That I'm gonna argue. I'm just saying.
That's what I was talking about, because it's like if you look at how they've handled the Transformers movie IPs, they've done a pretty good job at it.
True. That's true. That's true. Although the marketing on Transformers 1 notwithstanding.
Well, yeah, exactly. But it's like one ding. Plus, we could even get like a G.I. Joe crossover.
We could finally get it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine like Duke hanging out with Snake Eyes, hanging out with Batman? Not in
Here's what I've said before. Paramount or Skydance, Universal, and Apple were the three best options.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Better than Disney and Sony.
Yeah, exactly. And Snyder Queen brings up, you also have to remember WB is so much more than just DC. Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, The Matrix, The Terminator. Yeah, exactly. So it's like you have all these extremely recognizable IPs, some of which have been misused of late, but still, you still have them.
Again, sorry to be technical. Terminator has been a bouncing around IP, but yeah, I know what they mean.
Yeah. That's the point. It's like you have a lot of the point is you have the IP power plus WB. When you look at their backlog of just movies, ignoring IP movies, they have like one of the most beloved IP backlogs ever.
True.
So it's like, yeah, if this merge, Dave says, if this merger goes through, they'll have more big IPs than Disney, and then the mouse will go, hold my cheese.
Now here's the big thing. Would Skydance keep the Paramount or keep the WB title? I think they'd keep WB.
Yeah, because WB is the bigger name, so.
And now, granted, they probably would reduce one of them to a studio, kind of like how Disney did the Fox.
And likely what would have also happened, is that Max will merge with Paramount Plus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like absolutely that's going to happen. But the point is, if this happens, it's great. What do you think a potential downside of the sale, assuming it goes through, could be?
Again, depends on what the leadership is. Since we don't know how the leadership is yet, because they literally just got it, I don't know. That could be the biggest thing. They might decide to do stuff that's going to derail everything and take it back to how it was at the worst point with the DCEU.
Yeah, that's the problem. So we gotta look at it and go, okay.
And they might decide, okay, you being independent's nice, but we're going to take control and telling you what to do again.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing. It's like
that's the gamble.
Yeah, exactly. And then Dave says, then Disney comes in with a Steve shirt. They're never going to be allowed to do that.
If it gets that, if Paramount, if Skydance buys them and it gets that big, hell no, it's untouchable to Disney.
Yeah, because otherwise they'll get the monopoly accusation real fast.
Definitely.
I mean, the only downside is marketing, and I only based off of Transformers 1. Yeah, exactly. NJ, by the way, says, do you think that this will do Wonder Woman IP justice?
No different.
It depends. Again, who they put in charge. But let me put it this way. Couldn't do it any worse.
Oh, yeah, I can agree with that. Couldn't do it any worse. The only places that would make it worse would be, again, Sony and Disney.
Yeah. Hunter, okay, that may be true, but here's the thing. That's the owner of it, fine, but that doesn't mean that doesn't necessarily guarantee he's gonna keep Gunn around, because he could be like, look, I love your work. You can still make movies. I just would prefer to have one of my people in charge.
Yep, but again, it could also be they could just simply say, DC Studios, you're folded back in. You're no longer independent.
Yeah, exactly. And that would
That would be a bad thing.
little problematic. I'd be like, oh no.
Yeah, if that happens, I will be like, well, there goes everything.
Yeah, exactly. And there goes Gunn because he basically he said he only
Yep.
took the job because he would have this independence.
Tevye makes a good point. Paramount has Mission Impossible.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. We'll see. The sale hasn't even happened yet. So
It was just a bid.
yeah, it's a bid, and it's a confirmed bid. They're actually going to do this. If the deal went through, what happens to the gaming division?
Oh, Paramount would keep it.
Paramount, because I don't think Paramount has
Nope.
a gaming division.
Nope. They used to technically through Activision, technically.
Yeah, likely if they were to do that, you would all of a sudden see like Transformers games being made by WB Games.
I mean, yeah, granted, they haven't done Transformers games in ages.
They almost had one, which looked actually really cool.
I keep forgetting. Was that when there was an MMO?
No,
Or-
it's called Transformers Reactivate.
Yeah, that. From what I heard, though, wasn't that also something that made big promises and couldn't bank them?
No, it was almost done.
Oh, then I'm sorry, thinking about the other one.
Yeah, it was literally almost. It was like 75 to like 85% done, and then they just pulled the plug randomly.
Ooh, wait. Are we talking about the one that was like a first person where you could still transform?
No, it's not a first-person shooter. It was a third person.
Okay, then that was the other game I was thinking of.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and did Dave brings up Transformers Devastation was awesome? Yeah, exactly.
Yep, Platinum Games.
Yeah, G.I. Joe game could be fun. Yeah. The point is like they would definitely start. You would start seeing a lot more games come out. Yeah, definitely.
I just realized
Speaking of
something.
gaming, by the way. Speaking of gaming,
All the hopes and dreams of Krypton live in you now.
bro, you have fantastic timing. We were literally just talking about gaming.
Yeah.
Well, I was about to say very quickly.
Yeah.
If it does happen, IDW is out of luck
Yeah, exactly.
because all the books will be done in DC.
Yeah, exactly. So Teladia, we're responding to Cameron's question about the Paramount deals. Like, what would, in your experience, how do you think this would affect the gaming division of WB?
So it could affect the latter half of WB games, right? Something like, as an example, I would say Mortal Kombat, Harry Potter, those type of IPs for sure. The DC aspect would be like a separate entity, though.
I would imagine so.
Here's a question for you, Teladia. What do you think the odds are of Paramount or Skydance refolding the DC studios back in, basically saying, we're going to tell you what to do?
That's up in the air. I'll be honest with you. That is up in the air, because they could look at DC studios and say, okay, well, they're doing well. They got revenues coming in. You got people liking it, right? Hello, Slider Queen. Yeah. So, there is people coming in, and like if you remember, right? Was it a few years ago, Jared, when they were trying to sell it, when the WB was trying to sell off.
That's what I thought, because it's like a lot of these talks started. They didn't just start,
right?
That's my point here. So I'm like, how far back does this go?
True, but again,
it would have to be a few years, right?
Yeah,
but again, why do the split if there was always the already that potential of Skydance just fall out buying both halves?
And don't forget, Zaslav is a middleman. He's not a.
That's true.
He's not the type of guy to. He sees, basically, think of him as Mr. Krabs, right?
That is such a good comparison, bro.
Oh, no, and I understand that, but I'm saying, if this whole deal was years in the making, why then do the split?
Because in the eyes of Zaslav, he's not the type of person to be like, I'm gonna be in it for the long haul of things, right?
Right.
That
Some are also. So I looked up that that analysts for films are like estimating that the reason why Paramount is like trying to get to get a bid is because they're trying to get ahead of Netflix. So Southside versus Netflix, bros. Who knows at this point?
but you guys get what I'm asking, right? It's like if that's what I'm saying, because they're willing to buy out both movie and TV, and this was known for a while, why do the split?
No, it could be they wanted to. It could be Zaslav is going to sell the movies and TV portion of it,
No,
and that's why he split.
no, Skydance is saying they want to buy both.
No, I mean he split those portions off from the company so he could keep the other part of the company. That's what I'm saying.
No, what I'm saying is, if it's split, but what's the point of a split if there's not a split? Both halves are going to be bought up. That's what I'm asking.
How was this done? Hang on. Warner Bros. Split. I want to look this up real quick.
Because it was going from movie, and then the other side is TV.
So Warner Bros. Is focusing on streaming and studios, including HBO Max, the Warner Bros. Film and TV library, and Discovery Global. No, so all the WB stuff is its own thing.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I thought, because it's like that's why he keeps the other part's called Discovery. He keeps the Discovery part, and WB gets sold off to Paramount.
But he's not on the Discovery part.
Zaslav, yeah, he is.
From what I heard, no, he's sticking with the WB one. Someone else is taking over the Discovery part.
No, that
okay.
Not according. It said the separation expected to be completed in mid-2026. Aims to allow each business to grow independently. Wait, hang on. With David, okay, yeah, he was in charge. I'm sorry about that, but I know it's confusing. The point the WB part is getting getting sold in some capacity. That's kind of where I can go with this.
But we should take this with a grain of salt because it's a rumor.
Well, no.
Confirmed.
The sale, the bid is not really a rumor. It's actually confirmed that they're making a bid. It's just if it goes through, that's up in the air.
Yeah, it's up in the air. So
might not be enough.
It's not a rumor. Okay, you corrected me. Okay, Snyder.
By the way, Dave says maybe the split was to make it appear as if they have less debt.
So it could be, right? Think about it like this: the game, as an example, the gaming division is looking more appealing. That something, as an example, Lego Batman: Legacy of the Dark Knight. Probably Paramount looked at that and said, "Oh, okay, so they're doing something Batman related. It looks appealing. Fans are interested again. Why don't we just take a bite at that?"
And also, again, having such a good year this year.
Yeah,
exactly. By the way, real quick, I know it's off topic, but this just got announced by Marvel. So Robert, in the wake of One World Under Doom, they're doing a sequel called Will of Doom.
Of course.
And I'm like, stop it with that. If you recall the TV division. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yes, the merger is confusing. That's the point of this. That's the point.
That's why I'm confused. That's why I'm so confused.
It's complex. Like, you know how Discovery and WB merged together.
Yeah, that was complex.
That was complex, and that took 2 years for it to happen.
Yeah, to actually go through exactly.
Yep.
So we'll have to wait and see what happens, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah, it's like, again, like I said at the beginning of this topic, it could happen that they go through the process and then it just falls apart. This happens all the time. So it's like this is more of a wait and see scenario to see, okay, is this gonna is kind of work? Tevia asked if we think Universal buying them would be better. I mean, with Universal, you do have the possibility of a DC theme park, so there is that.
That's true. Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
you'd have DC and Warner Bros. Because Marvel because Universal owns
That's
the rights long term, if not
so true.
indefinite. If not
So,
indefinite.
but yeah. So, but when it comes down to the way I see it is, it all depends if it gets approved, if things go through, and if Paramount does get approved and everything, it's a long term thing. Like, are they gonna keep the same people? Are they gonna throw people out?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you can't just expect, for example, um, are they gonna throw out Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi for the film side of it? I don't think so.
Here's the thing. That's like half and half because again, as we saw when WB bought what was bought by Discovery, and this happens all the time in mergers. Even if it's like a successful like division, they replace the leadership team with their own people because they want their people involved.
I mean, hey, look, and that just because something's popular doesn't mean that's guaranteed. I mean, look at Microsoft buying Activision. What happened there?
Yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah.
the reason why I say that, like, for example, Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi possibly not getting laid off is because they've basically made a lot of money, like for some of the other projects like Formula One, Weapons, Minecraft, those types of IPs for film in the filming industry, and it was a really good success for WB there.
Mhm. But
So
mhm,
so I'm just saying you got to look at it like that. Some things
mhm.
might stay, some things might not. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
we'll see.
exactly.
We'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
I mean,
We'll
and
see.
here's the other thing. Obviously, some things might carry over. Like, look at Reeves. His contract was under the old regime, and it's still been carried over.
No, but it's like contracts are more like I'm just talking about entire leadership teams.
Oh no, I know. I would just bring up with Gunn's contract. So I mean, yeah, they could buy it out, but I'm just
No,
saying it
but
could
he's
also
also the CEO of DC Studios. That's why it's a little iffy.
true.
That's the difference. He is part of that leadership team. Now, again, they could decide, hey, we're going to keep you or don't interfere with what you're doing. That could happen. I'm just saying it's like it's not guaranteed he's going to be sticking there. So that's the point there.
True.
Yeah. So let's move on to another topic. Oh, Barry. So Teladia, you had something you want to add real quick?
Yeah, I'll just say, just keep the eyes out, though. Just
Yeah.
keep eyes peeled if anything else happens.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about this because I want to talk about this before we talk about Superman and Minecraft. We have our first look at Dr. Doom.
Ooh.
It's
And
coming.
can I tell you this? That suit looks freaking perfect.
It does.
Yes.
Oh, they nailed it. That is Dr. freaking Doom. Look at that.
By the
Now,
way,
of course-
that's the first
Yeah.
promotional stuff. They did before they used Alex Ross's work, but
Mhm.
this is the first time you got to see Doctor Doom on a poster.
I mean, of course they were going to go. The Russos were going to go accurate. Of course they would.
Yeah, exactly. And see, here's the thing. With the way the MCU is styled, it's really easy to do Doom really well because he's a guy in a suit of armor with a cloak on. That's really easy to do. In this world is what I mean.
By the way, did you also hear that Kang is coming in Doomsday? Probably to get killed off.
By the way, I forgot to mention that's my buddy Caboose. Shout outs to Caboose. He's one of my buddies.
Oh, okay.
He's in the Google thing, so shout outs to him.
Yeah, Doom looks incredible. Yeah, Doom looks freaking good. It's like when I saw this, I'm like, that literally looks like the comic book page. Like I'm stunned that they got it looking that well. Like
The best version of Doom in any of the movie versions since since the never released one.
Yeah, exactly. Like of the modern Fantastic Four movies, this is the most accurate we've gotten.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow, he looks freaking dope. And it's like, yeah, I do agree with you, Robert, that I think that Kang is going to show up in the beginning. They're going to kill him. And then it'll be like, oh, now Doom's here.
Or he shows up to the Council of Kangs and they're all been annihilated.
Or the other thing that I could see is like Doom shows up at the Council of Kings, and then we actually see him like kill everyone. Like that's how the movie starts off to establish how powerful Doom is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So either way, suit looks great. So let's talk about this because this was another thing that I'm like, okay, because apparently Minecraft and Superman are doing a big collab, and I'm like. Of all the collabs I could see coming. By the way, Lois has her own skin in this.
Nice.
I wonder which one I'm gonna buy and walk straight into a volcano.
There's no volcanoes.
I'll build one anyway. Teladia, what do you think of this random ass collab here?
This is the start of many collaborations, right? Well, this is the second collab that DC Studios has done. The first collaborations that DC Studios did was Fortnite, where the big Superman collab, where they got Superman, Mr. Terrific, and Engineer in the game. And this is the second collab in a different video game where it's Superman related, and you're literally getting the characters from Superman, Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, Superman, Lois Lane, and Mr. Terrific.
And you can actually use his powers like Frostbite and stuff. That's really cool. I may actually try that just for this.
Now it's just a skin pack, right?
No, it's an actual world and everything.
Oh. I don't do much Minecraft, so I don't know how it works.
Occasionally, yes, but by Robert, to your credit, they do just skin packs, but this is like an entire thing.
And is this a permanent or a short term?
I can tell you right now. It's a free DLC, right?
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I may have to stream this.
So what you need to do, in order for you to get it, you need to get the Minecraft Bedrock Edition, which is sold separately.
Of course it is. Modern gaming, to quote the Act Man.
Now, I bet you part is probably coming from the movie deal for the Minecraft movie.
Yeah,
probably. I would imagine.
Probably.
That's probably the answer to that is typically that's probably why they haven't done it before is because they didn't have the movie deal and Microsoft owned it.
I think so.
But Bedrock is PC, right? Sammy's asking.
I think so, Sammy. I'm not a Minecraft person.
Me neither.
Me neither.
I saw this on social media. I saw this on TikTok. Would you believe? So.
Of course, TikTok.
Out of all places, I found this on TikTok scrolling the For You page. And I literally looked this up on Google. And yeah, it was legitimate. I thought it was a joke or something, but no, it's a legitimate thing. And yes, for Minecraft is doing a Superman collaboration.
Speaking of collaborations, there's one more thing I want to show off.
Oh, no.
So here's something really cool. We got some art revealed for the upcoming DC Marvel crossover. Well, Marvel DC with the Wonder Woman Captain America crossover.
Oh, no.
This looks so good. Terry Dodson art, bro.
Yep.
Oh my God, that looks so good.
Next week.
For a second there, I thought you were gonna put Diana,
and Superman. Yeah, I know. It's not that time yet. Yeah, Terry Dodson, I've said many times, is like one of the definitive Wonder Woman artists. Like,
yep, it's Diana and Steve.
So,
Robert.
Wait.
I gotta do that.
Why did you say that name?
What?
I got cut off. I was going to say Rogers.
No, you said Diana and Steve.
I got cut off. I was going to say Rogers.
No, I'm sorry. You still said that. I'm adding Steve to the He Must Not Be Named. I'm only kidding.
Yeah, you go. Oh, God.
But yeah,
I could really screw you and add Lois to that list. I'm just kidding. I won't. But the point is, it looks great. And I'm like,
does.
Is she killing them? No, it looks like she's cutting their guns and then knocking them out.
Which is what should be done.
Yeah,
think about Justice League World War II, the animated film.
Oh, she killed people in that one, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy, you're hurting me right there. You're hurting me.
Sammy, thank you, Sam.
All right. Well, at least the book sold well. So, but anyway, well, let me say, Sammy. She upgrades her Steve's.
And earlier, by the way,
Wonder-
you missed Dave's comment earlier. He said Superman 3, he already had Minecraft powers with the Reparo vision.
Yeah, exactly.
You mean Superman for Quest for Peace?
Yeah, exactly. I want my Sapphic Princess. Not gonna sell well, but I know what you mean, Sammy. I know what you mean, Sammy. You can have your preferences.
So I think I was gonna bring this up. I forgot to bring this up before. I think James Gunn has actually brought something different to the table for the DC gaming division.
Yeah,
right?
you know what's kind of funny, Teladia? I bet you this is what he meant by tying the movies into games.
No,
Yeah.
I think this is the little stuff.
Oh yeah, this is the little stuff because they had to rush things out, and this is probably stuff they can get by within a year.
And NJ, I would not be, because remember, a lot of these, I don't think all of the crossovers have been done, or these won't be the last crossover. So I guarantee you Wonder Woman and Storm will happen.
The return of Amazon?
Yeah, exactly. That would be a great one.
So Jared, so I think these were the little things that James Gunn were mentioning, like the Minecraft, the Fortnite, the collaborations, the Lego Batman, Legacy of the Dark Knight video game, which, by the way, I still got to make a video on.
Injustice 3.
Injustice 3, which I know Jared is not too happy about, but it is what it is, Jared. It is what it is. Injustice 3.
Injustice 3. Where's a good clip to describe my feelings about hearing
No.
that travesty?
No.
Yeah, it's not the Trinity one. That's
No, I thought you were doing the no. I thought you were doing the no.
I could have. You know what I need? I need the clip from ZSJL of Wonder Woman going, Kal-El, no. I need that clip.
No.
That's what I need. I'm going to make that clip. If memory serves me well.
Oh, you mean one of Gal Gadot's greatest acting moments?
Yeah, I know. You know what's kind of funny about that, by the way? I love how people say she's a terrible actress, but I'm like, you guys all loved her in Wonder Woman 1.
I agree.
Like,
And now people are backpedaling on that.
Wait, I need to say something. Maxwell Lord, I need to give me the stone. You're in grave danger.
Life is good, but it can be better.
Okay, I gotta say that I actually like because it definitely showed his swarminess.
You know what's hilarious, Robert, about that movie? They got did they get Maxwell Lord even the JLI one right?
Yes.
That much because
yes.
No, the JLI Maxwell Lord is still an a-hole. That one was not really an a-hole.
True. Okay, that's true. They took away a lot. No, this is his persona. At least it matched Max's persona.
But the
no. The powers was like they were trying to add in later Max with the powers.
Yeah, but Cameron says, I'm only skeptical on the movies and games being tied together because it's going to be one of those you have to play those. I don't think so. I think what Gunn could do, let's say I had to do this. Here's the way I would do it. You take a character or you take a story. Like it can be a Superman story, can be even a Wonder Woman story that you don't necessarily have the ability to make into a movie. You turn into a game, make it as optional as possible, meaning you don't have to watch all this other stuff or watch it to understand the DCU. That's what you do.
Here's what it could be like the Watchmen game.
Yeah, exactly.
Like where it was a prequel, wasn't needed, wasn't necessary. It was an original stuff, and wasn't even really that good either. But
I've heard it's not really that good.
I mean, it's not okay, but it's serviceable.
Yeah, exactly. NJ says, well, Underscore reputation really went well. Trust me, NJ, you and I are very much of the same mind. These guys just want it because they want a DC fighting game.
Yeah, I want a fighting game. Deal with it.
How about a fighting game that actually respects Wonder Woman? Can we have that too?
No.
Oh, you a-hole! I'm just kidding, buddy. Go ahead.
But that's what I'm thinking. Like when Gunn is doing this, it's a case where it's like what it should be. You get bonuses if you follow it. It's not required homework. It's kind of like what the MCU unfortunately did during it's like this. Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Not required at all. That was kind of intentional on the MCU part, unfortunately. But my point is, it stood on its own, separate. But then, unlike, say, WandaVision or Ms. Marvel being required homework for their movies.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, Robert. That's my point there. I think people took him a little too literally when he says he's going to tie in gaming, because obviously, let's say he wanted to make a game to tie into like Man of Tomorrow. Let's say somehow he could do that. Unless the game is like very bare bones, there's no way you'd be able to line that up. Plus, let's say you get to the release of the Man of Tomorrow game and the movie's delayed a year.
All right, here's something they could do. They could do what the Amazing Spider-Man game did, and it's treated as a follow-up to whatever happened, but we keep it, but a follow-up to the movie, but it's just like a little adventure that happened afterwards.
A minor follow-up.
Yeah, but it was still a full game.
No. I'm saying do it as a minor thing. Do not make it where it's a major plot
point.
Oh,
No.
Otherwise, you will piss people off if you do that.
No. I'm comparing it to the Amazing Spider-Man game or the Hulk game, where they were both immediate follow-ups, but they were minor.
Yeah, I would say so.
So I was gonna mention this as well. The thing is, James Gunn probably, you gotta remember, he came into created DC Studios 2022-2023, so he probably had this in plans already in motion back then, and now it's like we're in 2025. So by the time 2027 comes out, we possibly could get a DCU video game. I mean, I've been talking to someone that I know who has very trustworthy sources, and they've been saying that, possibly 2027, 2028 could be a DCU project.
It could. 100% it could. So, Dave said, if it's your average, it was a pretty average BM. I think he's talking about Watchmen.
Yep.
It's like, okay, that's fine.
Oh, but Dave, it was on Steam.
By the way, I plan on doing a stream, of substitute Wonder Woman games, because, Teladia, have you ever heard of the Darksiders franchise?
Yes, I've heard of Darksiders, yes.
Darksiders 3 is basically absolute Wonder Woman.
Are you gonna mod it? I'm gonna put more Wonder Woman in there.
No, I'm not gonna mod it. I am gonna play it and stream it, so that will happen. By the way, Darksiders games are just so much fun. I love those games.
I cannot wait for 4 finally.
Yes, we're finally doing this. And if it's co-op, we have to do a game night where we all play Darksiders. I call Fury.
Correction to Tevya. It was 2 chapters, and it was a complete story.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh yeah. Dave is right though. I don't want to enter the Matrix where there's some stuff that's way too. You need to play the game to know what happened.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
We need like something like what the Constantine video game was.
Yeah, exactly. Or the Green Lantern game that was a follow-up to that movie. You could do that.
Yeah, that's why I brought up the Hulk and Amazing Spider-Man stuff, as well. Like they were follow-ups, but they were also loose cannon.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I'm already positive they probably already have Cornswath and all of the actors on Superman signed up to do game voices.
Yeah, exactly.
James already confirmed
you know
that,
what I just discovered? So you know what they could also do? This would be the greatest crossover of all time. The funniest one. They could do a Call of Duty DC crossover because Paramount is making the Call of Duty movie.
Oh, God.
Depending on where it takes place, because they could do a Sergeant Rock in Call of Duty.
They could do Wonder Woman.
That could work as well. Although I don't... it has to be Apollo to Wonder Woman. I don't want Diana being old.
They'd be doing Diana.
Then please don't do that. But anyway, I think it's a good place to leave it. So in terms of Comics League content, tomorrow we're talking about Wonder Woman, and for movie night, and then Britt and I at 9 p.m. live are going to be comparing Wonder Woman to Kratos. Yes, we were crossing that bridge. Wonder Woman on Amazon Answers. I'm going to be doing this at 2:00 instead of 3:30. And I'm going to be discussing Amazon's attack. Trust me, you're going to want me to go very fast with that storyline. And Wonder Woman Wednesday, I'm going to be talking about why Wonder Woman is the most important DC character. Yes, I'm crossing that Rubicon. Anyway, Robert, how about you, my brother?
This Sunday at 4 p.m., I'll be doing my 600th BTN as I go over Watchmen.
Hell yeah. How about you, Teladia? Where can we find you, and what have you got coming out?
So you guys can check me out on YouTube at Teladia Plays. What I got coming up on my channel is I'll be doing videos for 007 First Light. I've already uploaded 2 videos on that already, my reaction, and talking about the context for the deluxe edition. I'll be making a video about the deluxe edition as well. That's video coming up soon. Also, I'll be got a video coming out as well about Injustice and the Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. I've still got to get that done. I haven't finished editing that yet, so I've got to get that done. I'll upload it. I promise you, get that all done. And also, I will be having Dave, the film junkie, on the channel next Saturday. Stay tuned, because that might be happening, and it's going to be amazing to talk about Peacemaker, Jared's favorite show. Peacemaker.
Honestly, season 2 is a big improvement. So actually, that's actually very accurate. I'll give you that.
Yeah, so we'll be talking about Peacemaker season 2.
Yeah. And by the way, hey, thanks, Corey. Shout out to you. You're awesome too. But one more thing I forgot to mention. Next Friday, my buddy Moby's Gaming is coming on the channel, and we're going to talk about the wasted potential of the Halo franchise. So, oh boy, that's gonna be a very ranty stream. Anyway, stay at work, everyone. Remember, Lois Lane is Lois Lane. She blows General Zod, and Steve Trevor belongs in a hydraulic press. Zoe is the Maxibat for life. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.